Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. So today we're going to be discussing some rules revolving around marketing and advertising. And I'll just discuss some of the legal side of it and then hand it over to Jane for some of the accounting principles and the proper way of accounting for the marketing and some advertising in businesses. So advertising laws cover how certain marketing is communicated and how that information is given to the public. And any claims in advertisements, you have to be truthful, they cannot be deceptive, they cannot be unfair, and they have to be based on some sort of evidence. So of course, any company is going to make themselves look in the best light, but they obviously are not allowed to make statements that are untrue in evidence. So something that can be proven to be untrue, or some sort of claims that a company can produce results that it simply cannot evidence-based. And what I want to touch up on are that there are in New York a lot of rules regarding marketing for open positions for employment purposes. For example, from this year, a company must list how much an employee would be paid for that position and must list a range. No employer is allowed to put up a job ad without a range of salary or a range of what the wages are going to be. In addition, there are specific rules surrounding how criminal searches and criminal checks would be done, and the rules must specifically state that they would not be running the search until a certain time in the interview process. So that's from the employment side of it. As well, of course, I want to jump over to just advertising in general. And there are a lot of considerations that are not legal considerations, but are important as well that could potentially become legal considerations. And I think we see that today with the marketing campaign with Balenciaga, for example. We see that media outlets, we see that even their sponsorships and spokespeople are turning away because of a marketing campaign decision, which whether it was done by the company or the people involved even knew what this would look like. What is happening is it has now led to a legal question, which allowed all the people involved to have a potential claim. And that's something that the company really should take a look at, even if the advertisement itself is not deceptive in nature, or perhaps it's not unfair. You have to look at the social setting as well. You have to make sure that whatever is being put out there is in accordance with the company's values and also does not violate any social policies as well. So that's something that I always tell my clients to look for and be considerate of as well in marketing. And I really did want to touch up on those 2 points. And it does come up a lot, especially towards the end of the year. As we see now, we have a lot of our companies, those that are going to be in sales, increase promotions and get ready for certain advertisements. And then also those even that are in services, end of the year is when they start preparing their budgets for marketing for the next year. I think it's very important that aside from the financial side of it, it's really reviewed exactly the information you're going to put out there in the world and how you're going to market it, and just to make sure that all the claims are correct. So I do want to send this and hand this over now to Jane for the accounting side of it, just to make sure that once the advertisement and marketing materials are approved, that they're now being properly accounted for.
Sure. Thanks, Irene. So the marketing charges are usually part of operating expenses. They're coded under selling general administrative expenses on the profit and loss. And so in accounting terms, we refer to something that is directly related to the selling of a product, service, or a brand. And types of marketing expenses are advertising, printing, design and development, promotional merchandise, tools, technology, and event expenses. And as I mentioned, it should be on the profit and loss, and it shouldn't be capitalized. So it shouldn't be on the balance sheet because usually this is like a short-term benefit. And usually accounting is set up sort of like as a budget, right, for marketing. And it helps us kind of to figure out and measure progress in all fields. So you could set up a goal and follow and see how successfully you're performing against the budget. And you could also have a firmer grip on the expenditures on marketing. It could help you learn the way of investing in various programs and get effective results each time. And it just helps you get your budget up to date. And typically, a common rule of thumb for the business to business companies, it's 2 to 5% of the revenue on marketing to be spent. And if it's a business to consumer company, then the proportion is usually higher. It's between 5 to 10%. And it's because, the consumers, they need to invest a little more in marketing channels to reach their various, customer segments to make sure that they get. I know a lot of our clients, they have to invest a lot in the marketing in order to see the results. So it's definitely worthwhile, but it's important to work with the budget. Thanks, everyone. As always, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you.